Agriculture is an important building block of society. Civilization was made possible by the advent of agriculture. To keep modern civilization going, a large and complex food production system is required. Modern agricultural practices require an increase in sustainability technology to prevent the destruction of environments humans cultivate their food in. Modern farming practices are much more scientific in nature, as Ryan Neely, an agriculture research technologist, highlighted.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change. Technology has really advanced, and the old ways of just strictly throwing seed in the planter and taking off across the field. Um, you're using more starter fertilize. If you've got precision planting where you're varying the population, and they're just taking technology to whole new levels now.
Neely highlighted that these changes are abundant since he has been working in agriculture. Modern agriculture has changed over time. Farming used to be predominantly large amounts of small farmers, but this trend has slowly changed over time.
The future is going into more corporations and large scale farmers, and there's a lot of technology there too.
Other changes include computerization and the scaling up of existing technology.
Larger equipment, but yet, such as our environment and terrain around here, it's not always suitable for the larger equipment because we've got so many point rows and hills and small fields that we can't really adapt to some of the larger equipment. But there's a lot of crossover. I mean, such as, like I was saying, auto boom shut off. It's very handy for the big sprayers hitting point rows, but it's also very nice on the smaller ones for around here.
These are only the currently implemented examples of technological advances in agriculture. There are a plethora of innovations that could increase the food supply while damaging the environment less. Vertical farming, where aquaponic and aeroponic farms are placed on the individual floors of a tall building to increase farm density and allow the growth of food all year. Extensive organic waste recycling, in which the organic byproduct from industrialized food production is used to create fertilizer or food supplements. Global localization of food production, where most food is grown near the consumer, giving the food less time to spoil. Another big roadblock to sustainability is education. Consumers are a large source of waste in the food supply chain, often throwing out usable food, but farmers are also a source of waste. They are not using all the resources to their full capability.
They're against it, and they're not understanding the fact that GMOs are perfectly safe, and it's helping us achieve higher yields to feed the world. There needs to be more education for those people to allow them to understand. It's what we're doing is not harmful. We're not putting chemicals in your body. We're strictly altering the genes just to achieve the higher yields. We've got a lot of new technology out there that's not being utilized. I think a lot of farmers are guilty of buying this equipment with the technology already installed. The capabilities are there, but we're not utilizing it. One example is yield monitors in the combines. Every farmer's got it. They turn it on. They want to look what the yields are doing across their fields, but very few of us are actually taking those yields and overlapping those yield maps onto soil type and keeping a history on those fields and using that data depending on what it yielded and the crop removal. We can variable rate our populations, we can variable rate our fertilize, our nitrogen. There's so many things like that the technology is ahead of our willingness to adapt to it. We've got to slow down a little bit and catch these farmers up to where we're utilizing that, and then we can pick back up and continue to take in all this new technology that's being developed.
So there's like a large education gap almost?
I think there is an education gap. I would encourage more and more people to go into the precision ag side of it, because farmers need help on that. They understand the capabilities of the technology, but somebody as yourself, you said you're going into computer programming, and we need people like you all to do the computer side of it and help these farmers be able to utilize that equipment better.
Part of the road to sustainability is educating the farmer, as well as the consumer, to fully use their resources to increase efficiency. In the future, farmers may need specialists to fully utilize all resources. When asked how urgently the world needed to attain sustainability, he responded,
Very quickly. I mean, we're doubling and tripling population of people, and right now we're in the right direction. If you look at the trend lines on yields, we're getting there, we're going up, but the problem is our acreage is going down, and we need to encourage and continue those high yielding trends to be able to feed all the mouths that we need to feed.